Clever dog owners are giving their dogs joint upgrades to extend their lifespan. Here's the science behind it. So, joint upgrades. Take a look at the two images above. Can you tell which dog has joint problems? Okay, it's easy to assume that the older dog is dying down, but the correct answer is both. Both have joint problems. Achy joints don't show up later in life. Hide pain. Whine or whimper unless the soreness becomes too unbearable. Is that true? Dog don't scream pain until it's unbearable. True or false? Let's see. Largely true. Okay. They're going through the pain right here. And they're saying like these two dogs that look completely normal actually have joint pain. So my dog probably has joint pain. Dr. Daisy May is a highly experienced doctor. You can only see that on desktop, I'm assuming. Yeah, so the majority of people are going to be looking at this advertorial mobile and they won't actually see this. But they do have the picture with the Dr. Daisy May here. Let me see. What photo is this? Oh. It's a veterinary kind of outfit. Which is important when you got your screenshots of your people. That they match. If it's like a doctor, you put like a lab coat. Or in this case, a veterinarian like outfit. The 7 telltale signs your dog's joints are wearing down. Right, okay, so they're giving them a bunch of signs. Excessive weight gain, sleeps more often, frequent fits. What I see with a lot of pet, especially dog brands that run like advertorials, quiz funnels, pre-liner pages, to kind of educate your customers more, is that they'll always give very general, typical signs to kind of diagnose the problem. Where you say, if your dog likes to run around, that's like, you can say like a lot of dogs like to run around, right? So they'll give like general signs, like, so people in their mind, they're like, oh, that's like my dog. Right? Even if it might not be true, you can just make things up, but you got to make sure it's believable. Because I'm sure a lot of dog owners care about their dogs and do research, when their dog is sick, when their dog has problems. So you can't just straight up lie. You got to find real studies. And if it's something that's uncommon, you want to have articles or some sort of proof that makes it a lot more believable. The serious risks of modern day medicine. Oh, right here. So they added a little headline here from a journal. I'm guessing they made this. I'm guessing they just made this. Like, you can just make a headline right here. They didn't screenshot it. NSAID seemed like the obvious choice. Vet approved soft chew to help your dog feel alive again. Okay. Their chews to help their joint problem. So that's pretty interesting. They're using a supplement to treat joint problems. Okay, I was about to say they gotta show their ingredients. Chicken flavored soft chew. Glucosamine methyl sulfane. This is really good that they have the images here. Just to visualize it, it's just impacts, the visuals impact a lot differently if it's just pure text. Dog's mobility, quality of life. First month is called the comfort stage. Okay, so they've said they work in 4 specific stages. So this reminds me of when brands kind of create their own technology, for example, Nike with Dry Fit, right? They have their Dry Fit technology, which is like, it's just a name to put the reason why their product is better than other people. It's kind of like a mechanism. And with a lot of clothing brands, they'll say, oh, we have this certain material, this technology that just works, right? And you explain it. So that's what they're actually doing here. It's pretty good when you can come up with that because it's different from other people, other brands. So they say the first month is called the comfort stage. Powerful ingredients help. Week 4 to 6, rebuilding stage. So it's in repair mode. Each chew delivers key nutrients. Week 7 9, mobility, stronger joints. Week 10, your dog's body is moving like it is again, strong and pain-free. Okay. Success stories. They have 3 little testimonials. I don't know what this one is. Like the dog is just eating the entire bottle. So this page is pretty decent. It's got the main things you want. They got the authority figure here. They got an interesting first section here. Take a look at the 2 images above. Instantly, it makes the reader do something, right? It makes them look at the image. They're like, what's wrong with these dogs? And then it tells them a story. A short story right here is that, which dog has problems? Is it the older one or the other one, right? And then they educate them. They say they don't show up later in life. They start earlier. And then they're talking about the pain. And then they're diagnosing the dog, which is very common for pet pages. And then they show proof of risks, right? They double down on the pain of their dog potentially having future issues. And then they show their product, they show the ingredients, and then they say how it works. Week 1 to week 12, they show testimonials, and then CTA. So if I was writing this advertorial, first things first, some things that they could improve is, you don't have to, it's not necessary, but I would prefer like a little screenshot of some text, maybe an image of the article. I'm assuming they just made this up, so it's whatever. But if you have actual articles and you're placing screenshots, it's nice to put a screenshot of the article and then with the headline so it actually looks like a real article. And I would probably, they made it easy to explain, but simple ingredients like, I'm not too sure about supplements for pets, but you got to make sure that your ingredients are different from other supplement ingredients, because these people probably have tried other supplements as well for their dogs. And me personally, I would probably focus on one specific ingredient that I know no other supplement has. Even though if it's not the main ingredient that actually makes the product work and it's all of them together, I would still focus on kind of making it like one simple, effective ingredient that most other supplements don't use, and why they don't use it and why we use it, right? So it kind of gives them a much more stronger reason, like, why am I buying this? I'm just buying it for the ingredients. This just seems like a regular supplement brand for pets. And it's interesting that they came with this, selling it for joints, which is really good. I'm assuming that a lot of pet supplements sell them for, I don't know how people sell pet supplements, but I would probably focus on the singular ingredient, so it's just easier to understand. It's like, yeah, these guys are the guys who use glucosamine, right? I never seen any other supplement use that same ingredient. Maybe I'll try this, because you have to make sure that your product is differentiated from others, right? And there are tons of supplements for dogs on the market. And I would also add a lot more testimonials. I would add testimonials of people with their dogs, like actual people, with their dog in hand. And a very easy way to find photos of that, just go on Pinterest. You'll find 100% realistic images. And that's just how you can have those realistic images. You can generate them with AI. You don't even necessarily need the product in hand. Sometimes I find it seems a bit more skeptical to them with every single product photo being here. But some happy images of people, happy images of dogs kind of sell the outcome with images. You can add more testimonials on top of this, just in a different format. You can have an embedded Facebook or Instagram post with an image of a person and then, the post, right? So that's just some things. I would add more trust to this page. And this headline right here, clever dog owners are giving their dog joints upgrades to extend their lifespan. To be honest, I didn't really see them talk about lifespan in here. I should be able to see it while I skim, right? They don't even have a section of how to increase your dog's lifespan. So you got to make sure that your headline matches your advertorial. Otherwise, they're going to read for one thing and they're going to be like, my dog isn't going to live long enough. I don't believe my dog will live long enough with this supplement. They're not even explaining it. They never showed any proof, right? You don't want to have skepticism. The entire point of an advertorial is to break skepticism and build belief and educate them and make them think that your solution to the problem is the only solution to the problem that they haven't tried before, and make them think if they try it, it's going to solve everything, or it's worth it for the price. So that's what you got to think, especially if you're running a pet brand, for dogs or cats, right? Think about the owners, think about their pain, and think about the experiences, because they've tried a lot of different products and they really care about their pets, right? I don't have a pet myself, but a lot of people, they love their pets. So if you need an advertorial, I make advertorials. You can message me on X in the description and I can help with that.